Hi, this is Tammy. Thanks for joining me. Let's talk about the latest version of Xtool Creative Space software. They've done a few updates since I've last done a video, and it's pretty exciting, the new things that they're doing and improving on the software just to help us to be more creative without having to work so hard to get our files set up. So first, let's check what version you're running. Go over here to the left-hand top corner, hit settings. You do have to scroll down to make sure you can see your latest version. I'm running version 1.4.11. I know that is the most recent update. If you're not sure, just click check for updates and it will let you know if you need to download and update your version. Okay, you also want to be sure that you're working with the right measurement here of millimeters or inches, because it can have a great effect on your results if you're in the wrong measurement. Okay, let's talk about some of the improvements that they've done. First off, they have now layers, and layers are wonderful if you want to set different cuts or score or engrave parameters for different layers that you're doing. Let's go ahead and just grab a shape and let's just talk about this for a minute. Now we have a lot more options here in our shapes is one of the other new upgrades. We have little animals, we have different celebration icons. You can see more by hitting that little arrow. So they're doing a lot to give us more to work with. So let's just grab something in here. Let's just do a can, okay? Let's say that we want to score the outline of this candy, and then we want to cut a piece out in wood. So I'm going to show you how to do this with a couple of different layers. So our first layer, first and foremost, you'll see that the setup for the wood is hidden here by this window. I kind of wish they'd done that a little bit different, but maybe they will in the future. But if you want to work on what size wood and what you're going to be doing as far as your cuts or engraving, just click off of the item and click back to your just click off of the item and click your background, and it'll take that window away, and then we can decide what we're doing. First, you always want to do this because it will affect how it is reflected on your cutting surface. I don't have my machine on or connected right now, but I will be using 3mm basswood. I'll go ahead and default to Xtool's parameters on this just to make it easy. I do use triangular prism, so I am going to select that. Those are the small little triangular metal rods that you place underneath your wood so you don't score your base and to give you airflow underneath your wood. Some of the other options might be that you're using a honeycomb and you wouldn't select the triangular prisms because it's a flat surface. This will adjust your vision of your wood. So if you line everything up and then select this, you could have to reposition everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back. This is all now highlighted as layer 1 over here on the left-hand side, and that's fine. We'll go ahead and just score that. We'll go ahead and default to the settings that Xtool has set up. But let's say I want to cut this out as well. So the quickest way to do that is for me to do an outline of this. So let's go ahead and select it, and let's do an outline. And we're going to let's give it a little bit of width so you can see that outside score. So offset of 2mm is fine. And we're going to hit OK. Now that also is going to be under layer 1 unless we change that. So let's go ahead and right click. We're going to select that highlight. We're going to right click it. And then we're going to move it to another layer. So let's go ahead and move it to a red color, which we'll use as our cut color. So that's how you add different layers to this. And then we're going to go ahead and make this a cut, and we'll default to the parameters Xtool has set up there. So what this would do, it would score the outline of the candy and it would cut out the piece. You do want to make sure that you have your measurements correct and it is the size you want. If you can't think in millimeters like me, you can go back to settings, click your inches, just close that. You don't have to save it. And then this will tell you how wide it is, which is now 3 inches, which might be a little big for this. So I might just want to undo that because I didn't select everything, and do it one more time. Then I want to select everything, and then I want to resize it. Okay, that'll keep everything proportional, and you also want to make sure this is locked so you don't skew your image. So we're just going to size it down. 2 inches is fine. So then I can go ahead and get this set up on the wood. So that's just a quick tutorial on layers. I do want to point out a few more things other than the enhanced shapes that we have. We have more options on text. We can curve our text. We can still weld our text. I'll do another video just on that as well. Let's go ahead and delete that. And then we even have some AI, which is artificial intelligence, art options, which we can kind of give it some parameters of what we want, like maybe a whale jumping out of the water. So let's just do a quick show on that, and then we'll do a more in-depth version of that as well. Now, this is all does require you to log in. So you do have to sign up for this feature, and you are given so many credits, and you earn credits by contributing to Xtools Facebook group, and you'll want to read the terms on that. We'll go into that a little bit better. And instead of me signing in, I'm just going to show you what they came up with. They wanted a portrait of an anthropomorphic tiger wearing samurai armor, pastel colors, and this is the options that it came up with. You can get multiple options for the same idea, but just something to show you that you can get started using some artificial intelligence to create graphics for you. Okay, that's all we're going to do is touch on that for a minute. And then you can also do QR codes or barcodes now. And so that's just a few quick items, what you can do with this new version. We'll get into some more later on, but I just wanted to touch on the layers right now, just to give you some ideas of different layers. So don't go down here trying to add layers. It doesn't work. You have to do it up here with your items. So let's go ahead and just do one more quick outline. I'm going to outline the outline just to show you, and I'll add one more layer. Selecting the outline and outlining that one more time. I'm going to make it a little bit wider so you can see it, say okay. And then I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to add it to another layer. So that now created a blue layer, so we could select that to do something else if we wanted. We wouldn't necessarily, since we're cutting the red layer, but just to show you how you can use the layer option. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, I'm not an expert at Xtool or my M1, but I'm learning as I go, and I'm happy to share what I know. And if you have a better way to do things, please feel free to go ahead and drop it in the comments, because we can all learn from each other. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.